Hi, I'm Robert Bradley, Key Account Manager at Caterer.com. Today I'm pleased to be catching up with Emma Jayne, the HR Director for Dorchester Hotels, and we are going to be discussing their ongoing employee engagement during lockdown. Emma, thanks for your time today.
You're welcome. Hi, Rob. How are you doing?
Okay, so yeah, very good. Yeah, not bad, thanks. Not bad at all. So adapting to the current challenges has been a key focal point for every business, and the hospitality industry has certainly felt this pressure, perhaps more so than any other industry. So, what changes have you and your team been implementing within your business during COVID-19?
Oh my goodness. Well, I still keep thinking that how amazing that the world seemed to go from sort of running their businesses and going into work every day to what seemed like working from home overnight. I mean, I still think that's remarkable. And I spend a lot of time thinking about how can
Yeah,
we, adjust the way that we work going forward, which I don't have the answer for that right now, but maybe I will in a few weeks' time. What I
sure.
really love about now is that human resources has gone really back to its roots of welfare and taking care of the team members, which many years ago I think that was the sole purpose of having a probably what was called a personnel and training function. So we had a sort of 4-point plan really that we wanted to make sure that we were covering. Well, I suppose we didn't really know how long we would be in this situation, but first and foremost, and what was really paramount for us was the safety and the health and well-being of our team members. So making sure that we got everybody home safely.
Sure.
Um, Very early on, we committed to what we call our welfare phone tree, and our commitment was that every single employee would receive a phone call from their manager once a week. And that is still going on, and it
Oh,
really
okay,
helps
great.
us sort of see how everybody's feeling, what they're doing at home, how their mental health has been affected as well. So that's been really critical to us.
Great.
So the second thing was mental well-being, and it's interesting. It's been such a roller coaster ride for people. I mean, we've got people in all different situations, people in their 70s. We have 18, 19, 20-year-old apprentices with us as well. We have a lot of working parents who are trying to balance homeschooling with working through this pandemic as well. So I think we probably have one of every type of employee in our hotel. So really thinking about their mental well-being. We're very fortunate that our entire executive team are trained mental health first aiders. So we've been able to spot issues as they're arising. Uh, Next
Great.
week, I'm sure everybody knows it's Mental Health Awareness Week, which we're really excited about. And we have 50 managers being trained on managing mental health remotely, because it's tricky when you don't have a person in front of you. So I know we're going to talk about mental health in a little bit as well, but we continue our training in that area too. So the other two areas that
Yeah,
we were
great.
really focused on were the other two areas that we're really focused on were keeping the team engaged and just keeping them happy, which I'm sure sounds a bit silly in such a tough time, but I just think to keep people's levels of engagement up with us was so important because we just didn't know how long we were going to be separated from each other, and in fact we still don't know, do we? So we have, I suppose, essentially what
Yeah,
we've done is really quadrupled our internal communications. And it's so interesting actually. So many people have said to the people and culture team, "Thank you so much for what you've been doing over the last 8 weeks. You've made such a difference to us." And honestly, we've been scratching our heads because we just thought, well, we don't actually think we've done anything different than what we were doing before. We're just doing more of it. And now that everyone's at home, I suppose they've got time to engage with it. So
mm,
we found actually that video messaging has been our most popular, how do you say, sort of form of communication. So our
yeah,
general manager Robert Whitfield posts a weekly video message from his home to all of our team members, and on our internal communication channel, some of them write back to him. He talks a little bit about his own life, but also what's going on in the hotel, and our potential return to work plans as well. And we've done things like we've asked the employees to send the executive team any question that they would like to have answered by them. And we ended up with these 11 great questions that we've all recorded ourselves and posted the videos back to the team members. And they were anything from, what would be your desert island meal, to what fictional character would you like to be? So that was
oh,
really
really?
great. Yeah. that was nice. And then the fourth thing, I suppose, that we're really focused on is our return to work plans. And what the way that we're approaching that is we constantly poll our employees. No, not poll them. We constantly ask them for feedback. You know, what are you most concerned about coming back to work? What are you most looking forward to? And actually, what's come out of those surveys is that they have no anxiety about being in the hotel, because they know that it will be a safe environment, as it was when coronavirus started bubbling up to the surface. What they're really worried about is commuting and public transport. And then I think that's been compounded by Boris telling us on Sunday not to get on public transport as well. So we've found that the more that we engage with them and then we get them involved with things, actually their anxiety levels are starting to drop. So, for example, we're going to commit to giving every employee 2 face masks to travel to and from work in. But we know out in our community that we have a lot of employees who love sewing and have sewing machines. So we have the Great Dorchester Sewing Bee going on at the moment. So we need about 2,000 face masks made.
Oh, really?
So some of our employees are going to make them for us. And I've noticed the more we involve people, the more it seems to help their levels of anxiety.
Yeah, excellent. I totally see what you're saying. It's all really kind of about engagement, isn't it? That's the key, really.
Yes,
Is
I
to
think
maintain
so.
engagement with everyone. And I guess in a way as well, you know, when you look at any company, if you're kind of approaching it, it's a company and we're a business, people can sometimes feel quite isolated by that. But if you're building a community as such, like what you guys certainly have, then that has so much more weight. You know, it has so much more weight to it that people feel like they really belong to something and they can contribute to something. So in the face masks, for example, like, it's a wonderful idea. And yeah, great. So yeah, I mean that pretty much answers the my follow-up question, which was going to be sort of what you guys were doing with regards to mental well-being, and that kind of really pretty much covers it. So it's been great to catch up with you. Some really interesting points that you've raised, and yeah, some really valuable insight for everyone listening. So yeah, for everyone else watching this as well, please look out for more caterers.com catch-ups in our social media feeds. Thanks very much.